India's Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringla arrived in the country last night. He was welcomed at the Bandaranaike International Airport by Sri Lanka's Foreign Secretary Admiral Professor Jainath Kolambage. The Indian Foreign Secretary reached Kandy at around 9:10 in the morning on an Air Force helicopter. He took part in religious observances at the Temple of Tooth Relic. India's High Commissioner Gopal Bagle was also among those present. The visiting secretary exchanged souvenirs and posed for a group photograph. The Indian Foreign Secretary left for Trinco from Kandy at around 10:10 a.m.
This is a site of great spiritual importance, not just for Sri Lanka but also for India. We have some very important projects here that are happening, including the setting up of a Kandy dance center.
What do you think about the Sri Lankan current political situation?
No. This is a temple. Let us speak.
Yeah, I think we will come to all that as we go along the tour. But this is a spiritual journey.
The Indian Foreign Secretary visited Trinco to inspect the oil tank farm that is managed by the Indian Oil Corporation. He launched a new product of the IOC and inspected the upper oil tank farms. The Indian High Commissioner in Sri Lanka tweeted that the Foreign Secretary was informed of the development at the lower tank farms. The tweet added that IOC had briefed the Foreign Secretary on the possibility of further strengthening the energy partnership between India and Sri Lanka to enhance Sri Lanka's energy security. The IOC currently manages around 20 oil tanks in the lower tank farms. The Indian Foreign Secretary had left the facility from the upper tank farms. Meanwhile, Foreign Minister G.L. Piri said no decision has been made to extend the agreement with IOC on the oil tank farm. The deal is to expire in 2024.
A final decision hasn't been made. We are discussing whether the project must proceed and how it should be done. But a final decision hasn't been made. No, we are only openly discussing whether it should proceed and if it's the case, how it should be done. We haven't made a final decision on that.
Meanwhile, India's Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringla has told the Veera Kesari newspaper that Sri Lanka must implement the 13th Amendment to the Constitution. He had said India expects Sri Lanka to fulfill the aspirations of Tamils for equality, peace, justice and respect in a united Sri Lanka. The Foreign Secretary had said India will carry out several development projects in Sri Lanka under its Neighbourhood First policy.
The President's Secretary has said Sri Lanka is holding talks with India for a $500 million loan. What is India's response to this?
The energy sector has a special place in our relationship with Sri Lanka. We will provide Sri Lanka the necessary facilities to ensure energy security and increase our support for bilateral benefits. Both governments are holding talks for India to support Sri Lanka in purchasing fuel.
The visiting Foreign Secretary had been questioned on China's increasing activity in Sri Lanka. He had said Sri Lanka and India will have a unique relationship and that India's relationship with other countries will not impact development activities in Sri Lanka. Harshvardhan Shringla had said the development of the Colombo Port's West Container Terminal by India's Adani Group would improve shipping ties between India and Sri Lanka. Meanwhile, the Indian Foreign Secretary inspected the cultural centre that is being constructed in Jaffna. The cultural centre is being constructed using funding from India.
I have just taken a round of the iconic and state-of-art Jaffna Cultural Center. As you know, this was constructed on the basis of a grant extended by the Government of India of over $11 million. This building is a symbol of the abiding commitment of the Government of India towards promoting and preserving our shared cultural heritage. The large multi-purpose hall, state-of-art facility in terms of the public library area, centers for education in terms of classrooms for music and art, will provide much needed social space to the people of Jaffna. It will enable them to engage and reconnect with their traditional cultural roots. I'm also happy to say that the Government of India will support the maintenance of the building for a period of 5 years. We hope to be able to announce dates for the inauguration of the Jaffna Cultural Centre soon.